So what's next? Next we look on to what is CPCT. I know that sounds awkward, but let us just look into that. So consider this parallelogram. Okay, and there's a diagonal bisecting it, of course. So consider the four. I'm going to name the four vertices AMGP. So this is parallelogram AMGP. Now we already came to know that the two triangles inside here and here, these two triangles are congruent to each other. That means they are identical. So because they are identical, I can write them like this: triangle AMP, which is this triangle, is congruent to triangle GMP. Hmm? But students, if you had listened carefully before, you would remember that we need corresponding sides to be equal, right? For example, if these two triangles have to be congruent, AP has to be equal to GM, AM has to be equal to GP, and PM is equal to, it's a common side, so it's fine. So we know that it has to be, the corresponding sides has to be equal. We are not going to look at this side and this side, they are not corresponding sides. So you see, uh, therefore when we when we name this triangle also, we should name it accordingly, we should name it correspondingly. For example, look at this name: triangle AMP is congruent to triangle GMP. AM corresponds to what? Does AM and GM correspond to the same side? Let us check. AM is GP. You see, AM corresponds to GP, but AM in the naming here, AM corresponds to GM, which doesn't sound good or right. Now look at this another format: AP. What does AP correspond to? In this naming, in the name that we have written, it corresponds to GP. But what about in the figure? In the figure, AP comes from GM. AP is corresponding to the side GM. So, but in the naming it is GP. That also doesn't sound right. So because of that, we will cut that name. We will take the name off. That's not the good way. That's not the right way to write the name. So we will write the name looking at AM. First AM. AM corresponds to GP. So I'll write it as GPM. Before I wrote it as GMP. Now I'm going to write it as GPM. Okay, so now you can see AM is equal to GP. A and P. AP is equal to GM, and MP is equal to PM. That's the same. MP and PM are the same sides. Okay, so we see that now it is right. Not only the sides, if we say, now students listen to me, if we say that two triangles are congruent, then we can also say that all the sides, for example, AM is equal to GP, MP is equal to PM, AP is equal to G. Same order we can go GM. We can, if we have two triangles congruent, then we can say a lot of things about them. Because what does congruency mean? Congruency means that two triangles are identical. That means two triangles are exactly the same. That is what we mean when we say two triangles are congruent. So when we have a relationship of congruency, we can take many details out of it. For example, if I say triangle AMP is congruent to triangle GPM, I can say that angle AMP is equal to angle GPM. I'm going triangle angle AMP, angle AMP. In the same order you can go. Number first one, second one, third one, and it should be right. Let us check. Angle AMP is equal to angle GPM. What is angle AMP? Angle AMP is this. Angle GPM is this. And you know, without even knowing that they are congruent triangles, you know it is true because these are part of two parallel lines. When cut by a transversal, you know that the alternate interior angles are equal. That's what we studied in the last chapter. So it is equal, right? But without checking that, by just looking at this name, we can say that they are equal because we know that two triangles are congruent. Now not only this angle, let us look to some other angles. Angle MPA, how did we get MPA? We started from M, then we went to P, then we went to A. In the same order you start from the second one also. In the middle one, so middle one we start, second P, then G. You see, it should be the same. MPA is equal to PMG. Now look at the figure. Which is angle MPA? You see, angle MPA is equal to angle PMG, and in this again it is alternate interior angles, so they should be the same. Do you get it? Now again, it's like these two are the parallel lines. You see, these two are the parallel lines, and this is the transversal. This is a transversal, and we see that these are alternate interior angles. Okay. Now again, we can take another order. Maybe P. We start from P, then we'll take A, then we'll take M. Okay. And then we'll start again in the same order from here. Last one first, then the first one last, then the middle one in the first one second, and the middle one in the last. So 1 2 3 1. So angle PAM should be equal to angle MGP. So let us check. Angle PAM is equal to angle MGP. Do you see? These are these two angles, and they are equal. In a parallelogram, the opposite angles are equal. And so you see that when we say two triangles are congruent, we can say all these details just from the naming. If we name it properly, then from that name itself we can say all these details. Also, not only the angles, the sides also we can say AM is equal to GP, MP is equal to PM, AM is equal to AP, and AP is equal to GM, and all those things. Okay, now this is called corresponding parts of congruent triangles. When we know two triangles are congruent, we can take the corresponding parts from it. That is what this means. This thing is called, what we did is called corresponding parts of congruent triangles. So when we say two triangles are congruent, we can take the corresponding parts and we can say they are also congruent or they are equal. Now there's a short form for it, and the short form is taking the first letters of each word, except of first letters of each main word, then bringing them down, we get CPCT, corresponding parts of congruent triangles. So this is what CPCT is all about. Okay, so see you guys in the next video.